In Fort Myers. And Julian, what are we expected to see or hear about today, as yesterday there was a little bit of a surprise toward the end of the day too?
Hey, Miriam, that's exactly right. There was a bit of a surprise. We saw a lot of explosive testimony yesterday, and we're going to see that today again as we enter into day 2 of the trial of Yousel Rivera. Now, before we talk about what's going to be happening later today, I want to give you a taste of what happened yesterday. The state took absolutely no time in calling up their key witness in the prosecution. That is, of course, Officer David Wagner. The officer, 22-year-old Yousel Rivera, is charged with shooting 3 times. Now, there was speculation as to whether or not Wagner, who has returned to duty since the incident back in 2011, would testify in the first place. But those questions were answered yesterday. Now, I want you to hear from the officer yourself as he explains what he says happened that night in April of 2011.
I see a silver firearm coming out up from under, like in a left hand, being concealed, like a little right hand coming out with a flash, coming out of the muzzle, right at me.
Intense testimony by Officer Wagner as he sat face to face with the man he says shot him 3 times at point blank range and left him for dead. Now, I want to point out that it was a little bit of a surprise that Officer Wagner was called as the state's first witness. That's usually something you'll see reserved to be the state's last witness. That's usually the last person they want that jury to hear before they go into deliberation and hopefully come back with a verdict. So we're expecting a lot of more exciting testimony today, and it'll be interesting to see what witnesses the state calls to the stand. And we'll be here all day, and we'll of course have a full report tonight at 6 p.m. Back to you, Miriam.
All right, Julian, thank you very much. Thanks for that update.